But for me, my whole life I have loved comedy. Like the very first album I bought was a Steve Martin album. Yes, I was so pissed off when I turned the record over and it was all banjo, like that. I want comedy, not banjo. But my whole life loved comedy. When I was 11 years old, I decided that I wanted to be a stand-up comic, and for years after that, I would write jokes, really bad because I grew up in the 80s, and they were really bad jokes, like Gilligan Island jokes, like hacky 80s jokes, stuff like, what did Ginger and Marianne do for tampons on Gilligan's Island? Did the professor make them out of coconuts? Like, just no, don't laugh at that. No. And then I would go through the San Francisco Guardian and I would look up all the open mics. I would look them all up, and then I would call them up and I would take copious notes on when they were, where they were, and if they allowed minors. And there was this one night I called the Dorsey's Locker in Oakland, and I asked if they allowed people under 18, and the bartender yelled to the rest of the bar, "Bitch wants to be Eddie Murphy!" Yeah. And I hung up the phone scared because he knew my secret. The bitch really did want to be Eddie Murphy. Yeah. And by the way, I went back to Dorsey's and I headlined years later, but that's besides the point right now. I love Dorsey's. But I gave up on my dream of stand-up comedy, and it wasn't because my material sucked. It wasn't because of the bartender at Dorsey's. It was because people like me were not on TV. People like me weren't supposed to do comedy. I thought you could not, or I thought you had to be fluent and not stutter in order to do comedy. So I let that dream die. And one of the things about being a person who stutters is that we are interrupted all the time, whenever we're ordering anything. But the thing that is worse when we interrupt ourselves, and I interrupted that dream of stand-up comedy because I didn't think that I could do it. And years later, like 20 years after that, I went to a conference for people who stuttered, and I saw myself reflected back in the people there, and especially the women. And women, when you have a disability, you oftentimes make yourself small. You oftentimes let other people take the stage, take up that space, and you don't put yourself out there. And I came back from that conference changed. And within a few months, there's gonna be a lot to fucking clap at. No, and so within a few months after that conference, I finally said fuck stigma, and I got up on stage and I went to my first open mic, and it was 6 months after the conference, 20 years and 6 months after my dream died. It came back up, and next month I will be doing my 9th month of comedy, and thank you all for being part of it. Thank you for being here so much.